Hey guys, Ty Streetman here. I am here at Tropica Aquarium Plants in Denmark, which came with my friend George Farmer, who is very kindly filming for us now. And we set up a tank for a Tropica Live event. And now we're just going to have a walk around and chat a bit about the system and the plants and what's going on.
Cool. Should we go show them where the tank is?
Yeah.
Have you seen it yet?
Yeah.
Is there a few floaters?
There's a few things floating up, but that's fine.
That's okay, it's authentic.
It still looks
we do
exactly.
authentic vlogs on this
looks
channel.
Good.
Your channel even.
Yeah, the real
This is
deal.
for your channel, I keep forgetting.
This is for my channel, for Biotopia. So yeah, we're walking through this is the packaging part of the
expedition area. Yeah. The official name.
Official name? Yeah. Expedition area. So this is where they pack up plants after they've come off the grow production lines. And it's amazingly efficient and clever system that they've got going on. They don't need a lot of people to do a lot of work. And they process something like 45,000 plants a week.
It was 45,000 at the peak. It was 45,000 tissue culture cups a week.
Just tissue culture.
So that's the 1-2 grow.
Gives you an idea of how many plants are going out on a daily basis, really.
I think about 5 million a year.
Yeah,
pots or so.
It's not too bad. So, we're coming into this amazing fish plant lab.
Test lab. Okay.
And, so this is actually my favourite room, apart from where the soil plants are growing, because all sorts of weird and wonderful plants have been put in tanks here to be tested for their feasibility, to see if they can be used. So we've got this tank, which was done by Mr. Farmer himself, I think.
This is the first Tropica Live classic nature aquarium, still going strong.
Really lovely tank.
You won't look at too many others because they've got secret plants in.
Secret plants. There's just one kabomba I want to show.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure we can show a bit of kabomba. Just check out this kabomba facata. It's one of my favourite plants that I've seen in the wild. My last video was actually talking, one of my last videos was talking about this plant in the habitat. And if you remember, in that lake habitat, it was covered in detritus and mud. Well, this is what it looks like when you give it love, light and CO2 and decent nutrients. And look at it from above, George. You can just see that beautiful, like, rounded kind of rosette on there. It's a really lovely plant. So we're here with some of the Tropica team. So
this is Thomas, webmaster, Anna Sophie.
Don't run away, you're not allowed to run away.
Purchasing, and Radu is marketing coordinator.
Who has just in time put back some of the plants that were floating up, so thank you, Radu, for that. So this is the tank that George and I set up last night for the Tropica Live event. It's a biotope of the Rio Sucuri in Brazil. There's a couple of videos of that habitat on my YouTube channel. And so it's going to fill out into quite a lush scape. We're going to have some Serpe tetras in there, beautiful, lovely little red tetras.
You can watch the entire rerun of the workshop on the Tropica Aquarium Plants YouTube channel.
This is very true.
There will be a highlights sort of supercut version, so you don't have to watch the whole hour as well.
Sounds great.
That will be edited at some point soon.
Sounds great. So yeah, we're quite excited to see how this fills out. And obviously it's looking a little bit recently done, but as things spread and carpet and the sword plants develop and leaves emerge and broaden, colours begin to appear, I think it's going to look great.
Some of the plants. We've got Echinodorus rennie.
So yeah, so we've used some cultivar plants to substitute for plants we can't get hold of from the wild. So instead of Echinodorus macrophyllus, which you find in the Rio Sucuri, we've used Echinodorus rennie to simulate macrophyllus when it gets reddish under the tropical sun. Up here at the back we've got Echinodorus aquatica, which simulates the macrophyllus when it's still in its kind of green form. And then Paleifolius, Echinodorus paleifolius, which is a wild species, but is to simulate Echinodorus macrophyllus as it goes up towards the surface and starts to emerge out of the surface. We're using this WEO 70-watt bamboo light, very kindly donated by the team at WEO, along with this 75F shallow tanker,
Vistas 75F,
and the woody cabinet,
which is pretty cool,
which is really nice, and this lovely piece of hardscape, this driftwood that they selected for us. Other plants we're using are the Hydrocotyle verticillata, which is a lovely carpeting plant, along with Halanthium bolivianum quadricostatus. Both of those are also found in the Rio Sucuri, growing together in a sort of mishmashed matrix. And we've planted them densely in here so that they will fill out, carpet all the open space, and the swords will have to sort of fight their way through it. It's a shallow design, which means we take full advantage of the light, so we can have a really nice low dense carpet. And
it's great from this angle. Look at that.
yeah, I love these shallow designs actually. And we're only going to put a few fish in here, obviously, because it's
easy
quite small.
to maintain as well.
Easy to maintain.
Don't need as much light because it can penetrate really easily.
And when you get emergent plants, it brings the scape out of the water and into the room, which I think is really nice. Sort of the two worlds joined together.
Yeah. Cool. Should we take a wander through to the greenhouse?
I think we should.
So you arrived Wednesday, it's now Friday. How have you enjoyed your experience here at Tropica Aquarium Plants so far, Ty?
It's been amazing. It's been a privilege, it's been an honour.
What's been your highlight?
Definitely
the Echinodorus sword plants.
I think, yeah, being in the greenhouse with you and looking at just being surrounded by thousands and thousands of these wonderful plants.
Yeah.
Obviously setting up the tank with you, which is the whole point of being here, was a real highlight. But I think also coming and seeing how everything is produced, how the system works, and being in this lush environment, and also just everyone is really friendly, really welcoming. It feels like a fantastic atmosphere here, so I've been very lucky.
Just a quick rinse.
Got the music going.
Quick, otherwise we'll get done for copyright.
Yeah.
And this gives you a sense of scale. I'm just going to stand up here.
Yeah.
If I could just use your support.
You've always got my support, George.
Cheers, mate. But you get a bit of an idea of just how big this place is.
It is large.
And you can't really see to the end because it's so big. Okay. Oh, you got the LEDs on. This is cool. I've not actually seen film this yet, so.
It's just, yeah. So all these sort of grow boxes, if you like, keeping lots of plants in their immersed state, but keeping them really humid, helps them to grow much faster. They've got access to CO2 in the air. So they will go into the aquarium, they go through the change where they go into their submersed state, but they'll grow much quicker in the immersed state. So we can see here.
This is interesting. These are the XL pots.
Yeah.
Obviously still growing, but they're in the bigger.
The large Echinodorus ocelots.
Yeah, beautiful.
Palefolius, which we used in our display.
Already, yeah.
Altananthera.
Yeah.
I think
these are going from seed.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Hygrophillas.
In fact, I think all these are grown from seed. Maybe not the Echinodorus. Oh no, the Echinodorus, because we've got the mother plant.
Yeah.
So that's where the seeds come from. Yeah.
So this entire space, you can see, I mean, we're in the greenhouse, we're under highlights. It's an epic scale of production.
Did you know they actually, we have a slightly higher ambient level of CO2 in here as well?
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Help with growth, yeah.
It keeps you happy as well.
Does it?
No.
No.
Keeps you gassed.
Keeps you like longed out.
Yeah.
That's why
well, a bit spaced out is what I meant. Oh wow, look at these.
I think it's only a marginal higher level.
It is.
Beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah. And one of the nice things for me is, because I get to see Echinodorus in the wild, and then I see them in the environment here, and in the wild they don't look as lovely as this. They are normally shredded by insects, covered in aphids, been torn apart, sometimes stamped on by cattle coming to drink at the riverside. And then you see them here all pristine.
Yeah.
Oh, I love these, like ocelot. And of course, so here you can see the immersed state of the leaf, so it's quite leathery, short, rounded. For instance, the ocelot, when you put it underwater, the leaf begins to taper, elongates. You get this elongated leaf. The colours begin to sort of pop a bit. You get pinks and reds, and the leaf becomes that much softer texture that we're used to. So it goes through considerable changes. This is why when you put your sword plants in your tank, it's really important to make sure they've got plenty of nutrients from the get-go, because that change uses loads of energy.
Right.
And you know, they can get quite worn out.
Yeah.
But
they're quite a hungry plant in general, aren't they?
Well, when I find them, it's normally on muddy riverbanks or in areas with deep silt beds underneath the sand, and that feeds them.
Uh-huh. So we're going to start growing like vertically, you know, like layers.
Yeah.
So it's just much more efficient. Reminds me of a very well-known plant that's grown hydroponically. Yeah. For recreational purposes. Yeah. If you're not
on an industrial scale.
It's kind of
in places where that is a legal activity, this is kind of how they might go about it. Yeah.
Apparently.
So we've been informed.
They've got some more down here. You can see the special magenta spectrum. It's designed to get the best growth, the most efficient growth.
It's interesting.
Not great for bring out fish colours.
No, but
Good for plants.
good for plants. That's true.
This is your favourite area, isn't it?
My favourite bit, like just the humidity in here, reminds me of being back in the tropics, being in Brazil. You know, it's really warm. It's like and
you go ahead and I'll follow you.
And I'll try not to disturb the works. Hi. So just the sort of smell of greenery in here, humidity, the warmth. This is my natural element.
This
really.
is your natural habitat.
Yeah, I'm born in England, but I've got a tropical soul, and I've got lovely flowers on these Echinodorus. So the way that you may have noticed in your Echinodorus at home, if you're growing them, is they produce these daughter plants, so you get this thick stem, will go up to the surface, then you get these little daughter plants which emerge, and as they develop, you can pinch them off, or cut them off, and plant them. So one of the ways they propagate them here is have them running up these wires, so it's really easy just to pinch off the little juvenile plants. Here's a daughter plant that's naturally fallen off, so in the wild,
that would grow.
Eventually they pop off, they land not too close to the mother plant, because you can see it's quite extensive.
Yeah.
Often if there's a flood season when these things are really growing, it's really humid, the waters may carry the plant away and then deposit them somewhere else with a silt bed.
Seat belt?
Yeah, and seat belts would be a bit with a silt bed nice and ready because of the flood waters, and then the plant, as the water recedes, it's left on the riverbank, throws down its roots, boom, new sword plant. Yeah, so this is definitely my favourite part of the greenhouse, just because I'm so used to seeing sword plants in the wild, and because of the whole atmosphere, tropical element, so we can walk through a little way. And you get a sense of how many mother plants are here, how many daughter plants each one is producing. And you can see they're just grown in these grow bags of compost. It's humid in here. There is some water in some of the trays, but that's just to maintain humidity. Just want to show the red on this. So look at these ocelot mother plants. I mean, fantastic and lovely reddish.
Really
burgundy.
leathery leaves, aren't they? You've got an interesting story about the leaf. What they call it? They call it in Brazilian, what's it called?
Chapéu de couro, the leather hat. And you can see why. So the underside is really tough texture, which is really to try and prevent as many insects as possible from eating it. However, they still get riddled because there's an arms race going on.
Yeah, I think Echinodorus must be a tasty plant, because my Mano shrimp,
they like it.
Eat it as well when they get too hungry. Mind you, I only tend to feed the bee part in my discus tank, so I guess they need some vegetation.
They need some vegetation and so on. But so in Brazil, some of the species that I get to see, like Echinodorus glaucus or grandifolius, they have massive leaves. Some of them are sort of almost dinner plate sized. Yeah. So even though these ones might look large to us, by wild standards, they're not that big. Seen bigger. No, Seen big. But as in beautiful condition, nothing like what you see here.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Ocelot green. Yeah. So
that's
I just wanted to give you guys a taster of where I am and what I'm seeing, and it's really great to be here with my friend George. I've made new friends here at the team. Had a wonderful experience, and hopefully this has given you a little bit of insight into how many of our most popular aquarium plants are grown, produced. You know, the industry behind it, and now when you look at those plants in your tank, you can go, well, I know where that story started.
Yeah. It's an impressive setup, isn't it?
It is.
It still blows my mind every time I come here.
Yep. Yeah. And we've only seen a little bit of it here today. All right, so thank you very much, guys. Thanks for joining us, and hopefully I'll post some more stuff soon. And yeah, thanks for being here with me, and take care from me.
Cheerio, guys.